All right, welcome to Yin Yoga tonight. Let's make sure we got pillows or bolsters, blankets, blocks, and strap. We're going to get into a kind of restorative kind of Yin class tonight. Something that's just going to soothe the body, take away some of the aches and pains, taking care of things carefully. So we're going to start on the back. On the back. Make sure your equipment, your blocks, your bolster, and your strap are handy, within reach. Preferably so you don't have to sit up to grab them, that you can just reach out and have them at hand. Extend the legs, extend the arms out to the side, palms face up. Notice how you're feeling in this first shape tonight, this Shavasana beginning. Notice where you're feeling the body. And approach your body tonight with a little bit of compassion, a little bit of care. Easing into your practice. So if you haven't been doing the practice for a while, you're just coming back in. If you've done something active and feeling a little bit of pain or recovering from an injury, just bear all that in mind as you pick up the right knee and squeeze the right knee in towards your ribs. As you do that, push out through the left heel bone and curl the toes back. So the left leg is engaged as you squeeze that right knee. So we're going to be doing this little sequence on both sides, and then we'll be repeating the sequence with the hips elevated. Let your breathing settle down as you squeeze that thigh in towards your ribs. And just test it out a little bit. Squeeze a little more strongly occasionally, and then release. And find out, if you can, your optimal squeeze point. And that squeeze point might change. Sometimes it might want to be stronger, and sometimes not so strong. Now release the squeeze and take the right hand over the right kneecap. Left hand is free, and start to turn the knee in a circle, and see if you can make the hand do all the work. The right arm is going to be turning that knee, and the leg itself, the hip is not doing the rotating, it's being rotated. So there's a kind of surrender as you rotate the femur in the hip bone. It's not always easy to do that. We tend to engage the hip to do the turning, but today we're trying to get the right arm to do it. The next time the knee comes back, pause, and then reverse the circle, once again letting the right hand do the work. It's going to be a little test for your grip strength there. The right arm, right wrist might get tired, but your hips are going to really enjoy. Let's do 3 more circles. 2 more, and then 1 more. Now reach down with your left hand and grab the right foot, and once again squeeze the right foot and the right knee back in towards the ribs using 2 hands. The left hand grabs the foot, the right hand grabs the knee. So it's like pigeon pose on your back. And start to feel that in the gluteal area on that right side. If your arms get too tired from the squeezing action, you can always rest them. And come back as soon as you can. Come back into your 3 yin principles. Principle 1, make sure the sensations you're feeling are appropriate, not too much. Back off if they're too much. Let your breathing become steady. Breathe in through the nose. And relax into the sensations. So if you find yourself grimacing or resisting, back off a little bit until you can relax. Now bend the left knee and rest the right ankle over the left knee. Take your right hand and push the right thigh away from the hips. So the heel palm, the heel of your hand, should be just above or on the hip crease, and you're pushing out at the hip crease. Reach your left arm gently overhead if you can. If you can't, just leave it where it is. So there's a gentle stretch through that left shoulder. Turn the head left. And then turn the head right. Pause. Bring the head to neutral. Release the left arm. Release the right hand. And this time pick up the figure 4 with the knee. So the knee pushes the figure 4 towards you. Hands reach down and squeeze the figure 4 in again. Now you can lift the head for the next little bit. You're going to take your right hand through the figure 4 and clasp your hands around your left shin. Now if you cannot reach both hands around the left shin, bring a strap around the left shin and pull back on the strap. And if you can, keep the head grounded. So if your neck is in any way uncomfortable, or you're holding your head in the air, you can bring a pillow or a block underneath the head to keep it supported. No pressure on the neck here. Let the breath become steady. And start to rotate both feet. Rotate both feet in the opposite direction. And then pause, release the left foot to the ground. Grab your strap and put your strap over the right foot. Now normally we extend the right leg up to the sky. What I want you to do today is to bend your right knee and start to pull the right foot down towards the ground on the outside of your rib cage, and try to keep the bottom of the foot parallel to the ceiling. At one point, your right hand might be able to grab the foot so you won't need the strap. So I'll turn so you can see what I'm doing here. You can see my right knee is bent and I'm coming into half happy baby here. And you're either pulling the right foot down with the strap or the hand. That's it. So getting right into that hip in a big way. Keep the strap handy. My strap is still traipsed over the foot, but right now I'm in half happy baby. Extend the left leg out if you haven't already. Now gently release the foot, grab the strap and lift the foot up into the air, curling the toes back towards the shin. And I've got both hands wrapped around the strap, pulling back on the foot. So looking for a delicious stretch there in the back of that right leg. It doesn't have to be super flexible. You just want the stretch right now. You want to feel the calf muscle and the hamstring in the back of the knee and the Achilles tendon all releasing here. Come back to that relaxed breath. And every now and then you might pull the foot back a little bit to see, is there more stretch in this or am I at my edge? And try not to be at the edge so much that you're creating tension in your body. But every now and then press out through the heel bone and feel that. Increase the stretch in the calf muscle and the hamstring. Now take both ends of the strap into the right hand only if you haven't already. Keep the leg straight. Pick up the left knee and hug the left knee in towards your ribs. And as you do, feel the traction in your low back and pull the right foot back a little more. So you're still getting that tension in the back of the right leg, and because you're pulling the knee in, the low back is starting to get more traction here. which could mean you could pull that right foot back more towards the head. Carefully straddle the knees apart into the splits. So the right leg comes out to the side, the left knee out to the other side. Drive out through that right heel. Release those adductors. Good. And then slowly bring the knees back. Drop the left foot to the ground. Change hands. Left hand's going to take over the strap. Extend the left leg. Keep the right hand and the right hip on the ground and just cross that right leg over the midline of the body. Not too far. Now push down with your right hip and lift up the left hip. So the hip stays on the ground. So when I say push down, you're pushing that right hip away from your head. You can even take your right hand down onto the hip and push it away. And then feel that in that right leg. Push out through the right heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring back to center. Release the foot and float the right leg gently back to the earth. Whew. Now that should be a contrast between the right and left leg. They should feel like two different legs, two different hips. Let's do the other side. Squeeze the left knee in towards the ribs. Right leg extended. Curl the toes back. Notice how this feels on the body. Squeeze a little more strongly sometimes, and sometimes more gently. Find your Goldilocks sensation here. Right, left hand is going to grab the left knee. Right hand relaxes. Relax the left hip and start to circle the knee with the hand. So your hand is doing the grunt work, like your hand is turning a handle, a crank. And your knee is being guided by that hand, and the left hip is simply open to the movement, relaxing as much as it can. And then the other way. As you turn the knee in the opposite direction, encourage the left hip not to engage. The next time the left knee comes back, you might lift your head, grab hold of your left foot with your right hand, and squeeze the left lower leg back in towards your ribs. So left hand has the knee, right hand has the foot. Bring your head back down to the ground into your pigeon pose. Once again, adjust your head if you need to, so there's no pressure on the back of the neck here. Try the squeezing and releasing as well on this side. Just finding that pressure point that feels delicious for you tonight. Slow the breath down. Bend the right knee and rest your left ankle. On the right knee. Take your left hand, the heel palm, and push your left hip crease away from you. So the left hand pushing that leg away. Right hand can reach up over the head. Gently relax. Bring the hands back. Pick up the right knee. And start by simply holding the left knee and the left foot with the hands and the right knee pushing from behind. So exactly what we were doing before, except this time the knee is pushing into that left ankle. And then once you've established it, reach your hands through, left hand through the figure four, grip hold of your shin with both hands, or a strap if you can't reach the shin. As you lay your head down, try to keep the shoulders away from the ears, so you're getting a release from the neck into the shoulders. And make sure the head is supported in a way there's no pressure on your neck. And you can start to rotate your feet once again. If you haven't already changed direction, change direction. And then release the figure four to the ground. Notice how you're feeling. Find your strap. Now the first part of this movement is to find half happy baby with that left leg. So you can pull the strap down, bending the left knee, keeping that foot parallel to the ground. You can use one hand or two hands, or if your left hand can grab the foot, the left hand can hold the foot without the strap. Extend the right leg. Whew. That adds a little zing into the back of the left thigh for sure. And then grab the strap, straighten the left leg to the sky. Once again, you're looking for the kind of stretch that feels delicious. I would rather see the leg back at 45 degrees and a delicious stretch than bringing it up to 90 or 110 with too much tension and discomfort. So you try to find your Goldilocks spot here. Keep those toes curled back so you keep the back of the leg really opening up. So staying on the back for this long period of time can be very restorative for the spine. All right, left hand's going to take over both ends of the strap at this point, if you haven't already. Pick up your right knee and hug the right knee in, and that tilts your pelvis backwards. You feel the low back tractioning out here when you squeeze that knee back. Creates a rounding in the low back and a releasing. Make sure that's appropriate for your spine, that it feels okay. Keep the toes curled back. And then we'll straddle the legs into that wide V shape. So the left leg comes out to the left, the right knee to the right. Push out through that left heel. Feel the breath settle. And then slowly bring the knees back up. Drop the right foot to the ground. Right hand's going to take over the strap. Left hand is free. Extend the right leg out. And once again, when we bring that left leg over the center line of the body towards the right, we don't need to come far, but we want to push down on that left hip so it pushes away, and bring that left foot towards the head and push out through the left heel. So that should ignite plenty of sensation in the IT band area of that left leg. Even into the calf, I'm feeling this. It's one of the least spectacular stretches, but there's so much sensation in that small movement. Exhale, bring back. Release the strap and slowly lower the left leg to the ground and come into ragdoll. Just relax the whole body. Bend both knees and press the bottoms of the feet together. So knees splay out to the side into diamond legs or butterfly. Clasp the hands under the back of your head. If that's appropriate, be careful of that left arm coming above the head. Exhale, wrap the forearms around the skull and lift the head off the ground. Squeeze the skull strongly, and as you squeeze the skull strongly, bring the knees together. Push the knees together and lift the back of the skull up. Traction out the back of the skull, the back of the neck. Lengthen through the neck as you squeeze and pull the sides of the skull. Feet are standing on the mat, knees are together. For 3, 2, and gently lower down. Release the head. Grab your bolster or pillow. Lift your hips. And bring the bolster or pillow underneath your hips. Find a comfortable position. And check in with your head. You don't want your head raised up when you've got your hips elevated. So if your head is on a blanket or a towel, just make it sure it's not too thickly folded. You don't want that head elevated when the hips are elevated. Have your strap handy. We're going to go through that sequence fairly quickly this time with the hips elevated. At any time you need to come down off the bolster, you can. Start by extending both legs, extending both arms over the head if that's appropriate. So you're having a little stretch on the rack here. All right, here we go. Bend the right knee, grab the right knee, squeeze it in. Lift the head, grab that right foot with your left hand, come into pigeon, squeeze it in. Lower leg towards the ribs. Keep that left leg extended. Grab your right knee and do 5 circles in one direction. and then 5 in the other. Resist the temptation to engage the hip. Pull that right knee back, bend the left knee into that right ankle, and pull it back, squeeze it back. If you can grab your shin, come into squeezing the shin back, figure 4, hands locked around that left shin, pulling it back. You can use a strap if you can't reach the figure 4. Release the left foot to the ground. Now you can either grab your right foot with your hand straight away or put the strap over it, but you're going to come into half happy baby here. So either with the strap, the right knee is bent, and you're always trying to bring the right knee lower to the ground, but keeping the right foot facing the ceiling. Extend the left leg out. Grab your strap, if you haven't already, around that right leg and straighten it to the sky. Curl the toes back. Transfer the strap into the right hand. Pick up the left knee. Now pull that left knee back and the leg back. Because your hips are on the bolster, you're going to get more rounding in the back. Make sure that feels appropriate. For some people with bulging discs, you don't want to do that. Straddle the legs, wide V shape. Right foot out to the right, knee to the left. Big stretch here. Bring the knees back, release the left foot to the ground. Transfer the strap to the left hand, extend the left leg, and cross it over the midline of the body. Try to keep that right hip grounded and push out through the right heel bone. Just till you get plenty of sensation in that right IT band. Inhale back to neutral, release the strap, and float the right leg back. Whew. So the same sequence, or roughly the same sequence, with a little less time and the hips elevated. So those hips and legs should start to be really feeling extricated from the pelvis. Pick up the left knee and squeeze the left knee. Keep the right leg extended. Toes curled back. Now grab the left knee in circles, 5 in one direction. Keep that left hip as relaxed as you can. And when you've done 5 in one direction, go back the other way. And then squeeze that knee back. Grab the left foot, come into pigeon on your back. Bend your right knee and push the right knee into the left ankle and keep squeezing that left lower leg back towards your ribs. Work your left hand down through the figure 4. Grab the shin. Squeeze the shin with the hands or the strap. Make sure your head is comfortable. And then release, release. Grab the left foot into your half happy baby. Either hand directly over the foot or strap over the foot. And keep that knee bent. Extend the right leg. Grab the strap. Straighten the right leg to the sky. Extend the right leg out. Sorry, the left leg to the sky. Right leg out. You probably knew what I meant. Left hand takes over the strap. Pick up the right knee and pull the right knee back. Pull the left foot back. Curl the toes back on the left foot. Push out through that left heel. Open the hips now. Left leg out to the left. Right knee out to the right. Push out through that left heel. Whew. Float the knees back in. Change hands. Drop the right foot. Extend the right leg. Left hand out to the floor and bring that left leg over the center line of the body. Keep your left hip grounded. Left heel pushing up to the sky, toes curled back. And then gently release the strap. Float the foot back to the floor. Bend both knees, lift the hips, remove the bolster. And just relax. All right, bend the knees, roll to one side, curl up into a little ball. Press up. And grab your bolster once again, or several pillows, or your blanket on top of the bolster. And then sit sideways to your bolster. So my knees are facing the long edge of the mat. So I'm facing the long edge of the mat. My hand is leaning onto one side of the bolster, and I'm leaning towards the bolster. So turn the torso towards the bolster, so you're coming into a twist here. Come down onto your elbows, one elbow on each side of the bolster. So part of your rib cage is down on the bolster already. The bottom of the bolster's pressed right up into your hip. Now flare the elbows out and rest your ribs and your head on the bolster. Come into that supported twist. Adjust your legs until they feel comfortable. So move your feet or your legs until you get a good sense. Take as much weight off the elbows as you can, so the bolster or blanket takes up most of your weight. Slow your breathing down and relax into this supported twist. Relax as much as you can. Start to slow your breathing down so you get a rhythmic, sweet, cyclical breath. Slow the breath even more. Become aware of your breath again. Slide your hands down under your ribs and gently straighten the arms, lifting your torso off the cushion. And change sides, however you want to change sides. Come down onto your elbows first. Check in with your legs, make sure they feel comfortable. And take the weight off the elbows. Relax into your bolster as much as you can. Start to slow your breathing down. Keep breathing in through the nose. Relax even more into your bolster. Bring your attention back to the breath. Inhale, slide the hands back down towards the ribs. Slowly straighten the arms. Keep yourself nice and soft here. No rush. And then you might arrange your bolster as a seat to perch upon. Come into a comfortable seat. And notice how you feel at the end of practice. And take good care of yourself as you heal and recover and come back to your practice. Namaste.